Hey guys, just received in the mail from a fellow YouTuber who sent me their decals. As you can see, I have some decals here. Some of them are not YouTubers, like this is a hobby shop in Florida. Obviously parts, Helios batteries, Zots RCs. She makes scales items, of course Big Creek's where we crawl at. This one's from Honolulu in Atlanta. This is from Fern Solo in Atlanta. And looks like we just got something from St. Augustine, Florida. JMH2 or JMHZ2401. Yeah, JMHZ2401, and that's their decal. And it's going on the board right now as we speak. Probably right here. Behind the banner. Straight. Going hard to see if it's straight. I think it's straight. It is. And it says here, TRXXRC, love your channel, keep up the good work. Are you going to USTE? Unfortunately, I don't think I am, and the only reason is, unfortunately, I cannot shut my business down to go there as much as I'd like to. And I really thank you, John Higgins, for sending me your decals. But I've gotten a lot of questions lately from guys who are buying sports, want to know what I've done to my truck and so forth. And I even referred one guy back to one of my old videos, which is not a bad idea, but I don't know if I answered completely all his questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my sport out and answer the questions. Because I'm getting questions like, what's the first mod should I do? I want to make it a comp rig. I decided to have a new body done up, which was this one here. And this is with the splats paint too, it changes colors. And so I did this truck here. So then I went ahead and of course got the mirrors, the snorkel, put the roof rack on, or the full rack on. And so we did that. So that's the body. I'm going to take the pins off because a lot of the questions people were asking me were more about what's underneath here. Oh yeah, and I added a spare rack, a racing spare rack bumper on the back here. And I didn't like the spare tire look, so I went ahead and put some jerry cans in this and kind of made it more of an accessory pack bumper. So anyway, so let me go ahead and pull the body off. Oh, and so when I painted it, I left the windows cleared, and this interior is actually a Wraith interior. So, and I use Gorilla Tape to tape it in and seal it in so not so much mud and stuff gets inside there. Okay, that's out of the way. So let's talk about what's under here. Well, I did eventually burn up my motor, and so I ended up putting this Radon 17 turn, which is a little faster than what I wanted, and this is not permanent. I will be getting a different motor for this, more back along the line of a 21 turn. And I have a 1080 hobby wing, which my original servo burnt out, so I ended up going with this, and I had a stock motor, but the stock motor went bad. So right now this is just temporary until I decide to do what I do. And you'll notice there's no waterproof box over here. I did away with it just because of the interior. Stand by. Okay, hopefully the door won't make any more noises. So anyway, so few things I did changes on is I also put the Bauhaus lower center gravity tray. This is the original one, so this is actually a printed. You just go to Dollar Tree, or if you don't have Dollar Tree where you live at, go buy you a pack of cheap balloons and basically just put the balloon over it and put a zip tie right here, and it'll keep it sealed and dry. So that's something you can do if you want. All right, moving on. So after putting the racing bumper, I did take and flip this bumper brace over so it makes it a lot higher, and I did trim the body a little bit to make it work. The sliders on here, I got these from Dixieland RC. It's on one of my other videos, but when I did the install. But anyway, so I put the Bauhaus lower center of gravity battery tray, and I also got a hold of the Bauhaus bumper mount. Now this bumper mount actually has a bumper mount, even though I'm not using it for that reason. I'm just using it for the servo winch. So this is a Juggernaut servo winch. I don't know if you still get them, but I know there's a guy on YouTube, on eBay, who advertise these around 30-40 bucks depending on which one you want. But yeah, so do the servo winch. So the bumper is a worthy made, if I say it right, bumper. It was supposed to be made for the TRX4, however it was still too short. This actually ended up underneath the truck. So I took some chassis that I have from an SCX10, cut it, modified it, made it longer to work. So that's why this bumper sits way out. And then of course I drilled the front of the bumper, and I did put a so I put that on there. That's a hot racing one. And of course I put a bar light, small bar light on the bumper. What else did we do to this thing? Now, I did not do any brass under this truck. The only thing I did under this truck, changed out wise, is I did put the Bauhaus skid plate under here. I did that. The only weight that I have is actually inside my tires. I do put weights inside my tires. I did take all these axles apart and greased them, so that way, with marine grease, that way we didn't get any water in there. If you happen to hit the water, you don't want water to get in there and turn to milk and then eat up everything. So that's important. And when you do the inside of this, don't forget to take apart your portals and do them too, because they are the ones that are taking more of the strain, because all the little mechanism and gears in there. Still running factory drive shafts. Now the one thing I did change out at first when I first got the truck is I ended up changing out the shocks, because every time I would go like this, one of the shocks would stick, and I did oil everything and it still wouldn't work. So I actually had these axle shocks and I put them on here, but I do have some originals that are going to go back on here. I found some more shocks, so they're going to be placed out. So when I do the motor, I'm going to be changing out the shocks again and putting the better shocks back on it. But for the most part, that is my rear servo. I did change it to a 20 kg, a China one. I'm now moving on from those and moving up the grade to a 25 kg that you can get Next Fly, basically red cat. You can get them from there. But the 25 kgs are a little stronger, a lot better. They're even going up. You can even find them up to 40, and they get it more expensive as you go up, but whatever. But anyway, still run the original links, original axles. Everything's original except for the tires and wheels, the sliders, the skid plate, the battery box, front bumper mount, and they're of course added the bumpers, aftermarket bumpers. So, oh, and I did on the body, I got the light kit for the body, front and rear, so I did that. So this thing would probably perform real well at a comp. I think if I was going to go comp with it, say I'm not worried about scalability, just comp wise, I probably would just unplug my lighting, pull the rear bumper off, and probably just throw one of my other bodies on, like this one. Figure out what the holes are. I could go back with just a regular body back on it. So pretty much it. So that's my truck. The wheels, because I didn't go over those. The wheels are a imitation Vanquish wheel. They're, people call them Chanquish. They're a China look-alike. They're really good and they're not that expensive. The tires and wheels, these are Rock Beast XLs, and these are the 4.75s. These are the big boys. So that's that. The end I have on the end of my ESC is a XT60. I run XT60 batteries from Helios. I run those. They're great batteries. I would never stop using it. That's the rig. So I just wanted you guys to, have it. People have been asking questions about it, asking me questions about what I do, this and that, whatever. Do I like the roof rack? I do like the roof rack. I do believe the roof rack does make it a little bit top heavy. I mean, not enough to worry about it because of the body's narrow. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. I do know this body is bigger than the Gladiator body, but and the light bar is a Proline light bar. I didn't do the TRAXXAS one that goes up in here. This is a Proline light bar. It's a 6-inch curve, and I think I did everything on here. And I don't know the name of the light on the front. I know you can get them on eBay all the time, and it is in inches. It's basically a 2-inch. I know they're in millimeters a lot of times, and I used to have a millimeter measuring thing, but well, we'll just say it walked away. So that's pretty much it. So there is the Sport. Decals by Cletus Cuts, Facebook. He's got a Facebook page. He made this one. He also made the Monster, the Awesome RC car, and the XXX RC Garage banner, as well as all the side decals were done by him. So I think I have covered everything I can on this for you guys. I know you don't see much trail time with this just because I know how good this is and how good it runs, but right now a lot of the questions are with the TRX4 6x6 or the Gen 8 Axe Edition and vice versa. I may go ahead and put this up in competition with the Axe as well, which is going to be tough because she's basically not stock as far as motors go, but then again, the Axe Edition is basically an aftermarket rig. They decided to put aftermarket stuff in it. So anyway, that is it for this. So that's it. I did start off the video with my banner here that's got my representation of other people's YouTube channels. I don't have a lot, but if you want me to put your sticker, your decal on the banner here, I just got to tell you that I can't do massive decals. I mean, that's about as big as it gets, but that's still a little big for me. If you got something that's this size, this size, this size, awesome. Something that you could put on RC, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it. I mean, feel free to send it to me. I will show you here that, well, it's in my details too. Turn this back. It's also in my description, the address you could send it to. But feel free, if you want to send me a decal, I'll be happy to put on here and promote you on YouTube as well. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, have fun with RCs.